What's up, everybody? Welcome to Shade Tree Mechanic. Today we will be working on my 1983 XL600R. I don't have Maverick with me today, but I've got my other little buddy. You guys have never met Oscar. Here's Oscar. He never gets any outside time, so I just kind of thought maybe it would be cool. Let me go outside. I just cleaned out his cage. There he is. Say hey to the viewers, Oscar. There he is. So anyways, we're gonna get started on this bike. First thing I've got to do, I've got to take the carburetor bowls off. We've got to check the jets, make sure everything's cleaned out, make sure it's getting fuel properly. I've got to bleed the front brakes. My brother-in-law is supposed to come over, I think tomorrow, to help me out with that. I've got to get a tail light installed. It's a tail light with a tag light, mounting assembly, all of that. It's still got some oil leaks. That's okay. I think it's leaking oil right here around the shifter shaft. I'm pretty certain that's where my leak's coming from, but it's not crazy. It's all good. Every time it storms here, and it has been doing it a lot lately, I have massive tree limbs fall into my yard, and I think they're coming from this tree. One the other day fell right into my yard like that. Being where it's at, I think we're going to use this as my camera mount today. Guys, I'm so mad at myself. I did not have the camera going for this. But whenever I say that I started this channel because I tend to have a lot of car troubles, let me tell you, I really mean it, because this literally just happened. I told you about my tree problem with the limbs falling. As I was working on my bike, from this tree, this big old limb fell. Right here. I mean, this joker is massive. And look. Trashed my car window. This is ridiculous. But fortunately, I have a friend that's in the tree care business, and he's going to take this baby down for me because I'm sick of it, man. But I am very grateful. We did not do any body damage. It literally seems like it only took out the window. So I am grateful for that. But that really sucks. Man.
Oh my gosh.
We gotta call timber tree service. Get them out here, cut this tree down.
We really do. We need to trim up whatever. I mean, I don't know.
Guys, I'm not gonna call myself shade tree mechanic anymore. I gotta cut down my shade tree. It's causing too much trouble.
Did you get a video of it crackling? You can still hear it. Get a close up.
Oh, the window?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got a video of that.
This isn't funny. This was my favorite window.
It had hand smudges on it anyway. I didn't want to clean them off. Oh well. So future episodes, we got a car window replacement video coming up. But I won't be doing it. So my bike project is going to be postponed just a little bit. I've got to try to take care of this window, because as of right now, that is our only car. I sold my Buick LeSabre to my wife's grandmother. She needed a car because she totaled hers, and I had a Ford Ranger that I totaled months ago, and that's why I bought the Buick LeSabre. But I've been waiting for an opportunity to sell it so that I can get another Ford Ranger. So that is in the works, but what I'm trying to do is an engine swap. And so anyways, that is in the shop. I'm trying to get my old engine put into my new Ranger that I bought. And so this is our only vehicle right now. So I've got to get this taken care of because it's been raining a lot. I don't want it to rain in my car. So we got to call insurance, try to figure all of that out. And I've got work this evening, so we got a car window to work on. Video, I think, is soon going to turn into a glass changing video. I called insurance. They wouldn't do anything about it unless, well, I mean, it's a cheap car that I have because I'm cheap. It's who I am. it's whatever. But my deductible is $1,000 on the window. The quarter window that got busted is about $900 to replace with Safelite. But even the lady at Safelite, she told me, she said that's ridiculous. You can go get one used at LKQ or eBay, wherever. And so I said, this is exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you. And I called them. A glass is about $50 to $60. So that's amazing. And looking at it, it's not that hard to replace. It just glues in place. And so we're going to be learning how to replace a driver quarter glass on a Mercury Mountaineer. I've got a friend coming out, timber tree service. He's going to come out and take a look at this tree. Guys, I hate it. This is our shade tree. This is where Shade Tree Mechanic was birthed. But it's got to go, because I mean, this cannot happen again. If that were to land on top of my car, it would have absolutely been done. And so fortunately, all it is glass. If I can get access, we're going to do a little bit of cold working right here to kind of knock this out a little bit, and we'll buff that out. It might be okay, but it just glues in place. And so we're going to take care of that, get it going. I'm going to keep working on the dirt bike for right now. I'm having to take off of work this evening, so I'm trying to get these things taken care of. But until my friend with the tree company comes out, I'm just going to keep working on the Enduro here. We're going to see if we can get it going. So listen, always projects. There's always things happening. Staying busy. All right, so I've had a long break from working. My brother actually came and visited for just a little bit, but I'm back on the dirt bike now. Let's continue where we left off earlier. We got to get this carburetor pulled off, and we're gonna get this thing opened up. We're gonna take the bowls off. These are the carburetor bowls. We got to remove these, and the jets that controls the fuel flow, they're inside of there. You go up through the carburetor, and so we have to make sure that those are cleaned out and that the bike is getting fuel properly. Okay, we got the carburetor out. We're going to take it over to the shop, and we're going to take these balls off, make sure everything's cleaned out. So let's go. So I have the light here. So these things definitely need some cleaning. There's some trash in the bottom of the bowls. All that down in there, that needs to get cleaned out, because that's no good at all. All of that trash can get inside of the jets. These are the jets here, okay? There's one on each side, and there's actually two on each side. What you have is these are your main jets, and this guy here is your idle jet. And so the way that this carburetor works, this motorcycle, the way it's designed, if you know anything about motorcycles or engines in general, you see obviously this is two carburetors, okay? The XL600R, I always call these my owl eyes. I just think it looks like an owl face. I like it. I'm missing an O-ring right there. But anyway, so there's two carburetors. Okay, my float needle just came out. Yay. And the reason is it's a single cylinder engine, because one is basically a low end carburetor, the other is a high end carburetor. And the carburetor here that has the idle jet, okay, it's actually this one. This would be my low end carburetor. This is where what it's going to idle off of and run at low speeds. And then at a certain, let's just say RPM, essentially this carburetor picks up and it gives it more power. Now, the only reason it does that is the way that it's synced. So you see how this one's already open a little bit and this one's closed off all the way. So as you're giving it throttle, okay, let me try it here. I synced these up, or I adjusted them. Let's make sure I did it right. So as you're giving it throttle, this is already on the left side open some, and the right side is coming up behind it. Okay, you see I opened it up a pretty good way, so it's barely just starting off, and the right picks up, and then both of them kick in fully. So by the end of your full throttle, your right side over here has caught up completely with the left side. So these jets, you just pull them out with a straight slot screwdriver. I'm seeing I actually need a smaller headed one, so just going to pull one out at a time. So essentially that is completely clogged up. You guys can't see this at all, okay? It's not even going to focus. I mean, that's good enough though. Okay, so you see the black hole in the middle of this? You're supposed to see daylight in there. There's nothing, so completely clogged. Gotta go get my metric wrench set. I will be right back. Wow, I just knocked the crap out of my knuckles. Woo! Alright. What? No way. Alright, there we go. What I'm doing is pulling this jet apart. It basically has an adjuster. Okay. See, alright, so now you see the daylight in there, okay? I got air. It means I got good movement. But this bad boy here, that's clogged. And it's because all this trash, no good. So to clean out carburetor jets, good tool to have is a can of safety wire. Gets the job done. Other tool that you can use, these are little tip cleaners for a torch. That works pretty nicely. Can't get it open. So you gotta be able to open them to use them. It's like a test. Alright, so we're gonna get to cleaning these jets out. Here we go. Nice and cleaned out. The other one, I've got to get to that point. The other one is still completely clogged. I'm pretty sure if we get these cleaned out, we get the trash cleaned out of the bowls so that we won't have this problem again, we'll be good to go. The problem is whenever engines sit up, the carburetors from the gas, they just get junk that builds up in them. You have just dirt that comes in from the air filter. All kinds of stuff can happen. There's sediments that build up in there. Sorry, I didn't mean to have the camera so close. That stuff sits down in there and it's sucking gas up into those jets, and so when it sucks dirt and other crud up in there, well, it starts to build up that debris. But when it sits, that's just whenever everything just kind of I don't know, glues itself in there, and it's really nasty. But when you keep an engine running and with good gas, of course, nothing that's trashy, it's going to be good. It's a good jet. Spider. Shoe spider. I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of this other jet out, the body of it, just to make sure that it all looks nice. I think it does. And again, speaking of clogged jets, I just pulled out my idle jet too, and you can't see, but well, if you can't see daylight, it's because it's clogged. So there you have it. Got to clean that bad boy out because the idle jet is the most important one, honestly. But thank goodness that was very easy. So I'm getting a good pass through there. Let's see, some daylight right there. So that's pretty cool. Glad it cleaned up very nicely. Oh boy. So I'm gonna clean these bowls out. So what I've got to do is I'm gonna put a little bit of gas in them. I'm gonna take my toothbrush. It's a great cleaning tool for these bowls. After you clean your carburetor bowls out with this toothbrush, I mean, it's not harmful at all. It's not gonna hurt the bowls. It's not gonna hurt the toothbrush. All you gotta do is take this and rinse it out with some warm water, and then it's good to go to brush your teeth before you go to bed. And the next day, I would recommend cleaning the residue from your mouth off of it before you clean your carburetor again, because you don't want that junk inside your carburetor. Ugh. Okay, we got them cleaned. Cleaner. Can't really see in there. They're cleaner. And so we're going to get this thing put back together now. I'm going to scoot down so you guys can see me better. When you're tightening these, you do want to make sure, it's a beetle on my neck. And you do want to make sure that you tighten it down evenly, crisscross pattern, because you can pinch your gasket. And you're going to get a gas leak. You don't want that. Nobody wants a gas leak. I leak gas all the time and my wife hates it. Alright, so we've got our carburetors back together. We got the jets cleaned. We are good to go. The first thing in the morning, we're going to get back out here. We're going to put these carburetors on and we're going to get this thing running. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I know we didn't get a whole lot done actually, but obviously the day was a little bit chaotic with my window getting broke and everything. But we're going to do that video soon. I called the pick apart place. They're going to let me know when my window will be ready. They've got to go out there and pull it, and then we're going to get that thing put on. But you know, we made a lot of progress, honestly, with getting these jets cleaned out, and that's going to put us in a good spot with getting this dirt bike running. So more to come tomorrow. We're going to get working on this thing, get it running. Thanks for joining me today. See you next time. Have a blessed night.